welcome back to the R&R podcast where we bring you Rough Riders. What?
Okay, D-Mac.
Where my niggas at? I got my nigga Trey. TP Patterson. we have Ming, another Rough Rider. Where my nigga at?
He said,
I was gonna like follow up, but then I just laughed.
And we got the best R word in this motherfucker. Rolling it.
right here, dog.
I'm goofy as shit.
All right. First we go.
First we go rock, then we go go. It's like no.
We're gonna give you these failures of PlayStation 1 games.
Yes, we are going to give you the failure of Sony. Now, as we all know,
Is it worth it?
let me
work. Yeah.
It's worth it, living for every year.
Put my thing down, flip it, and expose it.
Yo, so I'm gonna say this, man.
Expose yourself, Chavez.
As I'm gonna start off with this because this is a topic that hurt my heart, but I definitely I want to say that my homies was right, and I want to start with that because I was defending it very hard, feeling that Sony does know this. They know that, okay, I can't put all the crashes on here because they just had the Crash remake. I can't put all the spirals on there because we have the spiral.
We coming back to this podcast from Clown and Chavez.
That's completely fine. You know what? And if my buy is better than that, we're gonna come back to this podcast so that I can let you realize that you don't have something I got. And as a Sony dork, that's what we do. Our job is to do that because we've been married to the system since we were 4. And yeah. So without further ado, let's talk about the PlayStation Classic. Now, before when we were on the podcast, we were all talking about how it's coming out and they only released 5 games. Well, they only released 5 of the titles, launch titles or whatever that's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
But they finally came out with the rest of the list. Now, you guys all know I was defending this shit. It's $100. I feel like it's going to be worth it. I feel like this is going to be the thing. And this is what happened. I'm going to name to you the 20 games, not 25, the 20 games that's on it, including the 5 that were already released because I forgot which ones were technically released. So that came with the first announcement. So I'm just going to break it all down. Here are the games. Battle Arena Toshiden, Cool Borders 2, Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII, Grand Theft Auto 1, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, Rayman, Resident Evil Director's Cut, Revelations Persona, which is just Persona 1, Ridge Racer Type 4, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, what the fuck, Twisted Metal, Wild Arms. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about
weird beard.
Sony's beard is weird. And let's start with this, man. So I'm gonna start off. I'm just gonna jump straight into how the fuck I feel about him. Ask you guys what's up because I already know how you guys felt about it. Everybody said no, fuck that shit, blase blah from the previous episode, right? Previous episodes ago. So for this, I'm a little upset.
Who hurt you, King?
Sony hurt me.
Where did he touch you?
My wallet. My wallet.
They touched my wallet parts. So this is what happened. Now some of these games, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not fucking with the list. All right, I'm just gonna keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all.
It has some bangers on there.
It has some bangers in here, and let's talk about the bangers. We're gonna talk about the bangers. We're gonna say which ones are the bangers here. Okay.
All right.
Final Fantasy VII,
Banger.
Intelligent Cube, Metal Gear Solid,
Banger.
Abe's Odyssey,
Banger.
Rayman,
I want banger.
Resident Evil Director's Cut,
Banger.
Tekken 3,
Banger.
and
Puzzle Fighter.
There's a Twisted Metal in there, right?
yeah, but I can't.
It's not 2.
It's not exactly,
Yeah.
and that's why. And this is where things get iffy. All right. Battle Arena Toshiden is a banger, but let's get to. Oh, I said Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yeah, you did.
All right, so here we go. This is the problem with this list. There are a lot of games that truly pushed Sony for during this time. First off, we're missing Parappa the Rapper.
Where's your mascots?
Shit.
There's no mascots. And granted, I do know that Sony had to go through some shit about the whole, I have issues with getting the licensing. Now, I'm mad at Sony, but this is where I have to yell at some of the publishers, some of the people who own these IPs, right? The problem I have with them is the fact that, yes, I do know that you guys have re-released Crash Bandicoot. I do know that there's a Spyro re-release. Yeah. I do know there's a Medieval re-release that's coming. Medieval should be on here, or at least Medieval 2. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because I know you guys are like, well, who's going to want to buy a remaster when you have the game on there? No, because if you put one of those games on here, right, it's going to push the sales of me getting the newer version. Because I'm going to go, oh shit, I remember this. I wonder what the new one looks like. The new one's coming with 3 games. You get what I'm saying? You ruined it. And if you couldn't get the licensing for that, how come you don't have Gex?
Games.
How come you don't have Croc?
Exactly. Games you can't friggin' find. Even Glover. Throw something on there. Like,
yo,
I'm mad because
Castlevania's not on here.
Yes.
Symphony of the fucking Night is not on here.
Yo, a game that you can't find anymore. X-Men versus Street Fighter, and I understand that's some loops, but that was a classic. Like
that was. Or you know what? Rival Schools.
Yeah.
You could have put. I do know that with this, they were trying to highlight a couple of games that didn't get its love, like Mr. Driller, Intelligent Cube, Destruction Derby. First off, we don't need Cool Borders 2. Snowboarding hasn't been hot. I kind of like. I loved Cool Borders.
It's a good game.
I loved Cool Borders,
really
but I'm gonna be honest with you. Cool Borders 2. I'm sorry, I would have replaced it with Tony Hawk because the fucking Tony Hawk made those games. Or if you didn't have Tony Hawk, put the 2 Extreme games on there. Extreme games was everything.
Or put RC Racer.
But that's my next point.
Yep.
That's my next point. A lot of the publishers got stingy because I feel like the reason we're not seeing certain games because they are going to be doing releases. That's the reason why Medieval isn't on here. Medieval was a fucking classic, and for it not to be there,
that's a spit in the face.
It's a spit in the face. First off, one of my problems is Twisted Metal. Why the first game? The first game that's like putting Tekken 1 on this motherfucker. I don't want to play Tekken 1. Tekken 1 is when, like, people were badly shaped still. You know what I'm saying? But you put Tekken 3. I feel you. But Twisted Metal 1? Twisted Metal 1 had like 4 maps. Twisted Metal 2 put you around the world. Paris was everybody's favorite stage. Everybody wanted to be the black dude with 2 tires attached to his leg and his arm.
Axel.
Everybody wanted to play Twister because he liked the fucking car from Toy Story. Like, everybody liked these characters. Like, that's where the shit was hot at. I remember when I owned Twisted Metal 1, and I was very upset that my cousin had Twisted Metal 2 and I had Twisted Metal 1. It's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It has some nostalgia purposes, but I want to ask you guys how you guys feel. What are some of the games that you guys think that should have been on here? I can go on for days, but let's start with my man. Let's start with my man Trey. Trey, what's some games that you would have definitely liked on here?
I feel like they should have put games on here that didn't really get like a lot of love or people forgot about. Like to me, they could have put Digimon World on here.
Yes.
The classic Digimon World was a long game.
Very long game.
They could have put it on here. It would have fit to me perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm just like I said before, a big RC racer. RC's Revenge. That was a great racing game.
Yeah,
create
inside
your
the
own
house.
Track. Yep.
Big time.
Create your own tracks. All that stuff. I just feel like they miss so many
Need
things.
for Speed High
the
Stakes. No, hold up. Fuck me for Speed.
Pajama Lammy.
Pajama Lammy. Gran Turismo. I don't like Gran Turismo, but it was a fucking it was a classic. Gran Turismo 2.
Crash Bash. Now I understand that they're probably not doing it because they're planning on doing it, but you got to put Crash somewhere in there. You got to do something.
Even if you just gave me the second game, if you just gave me the second game, I would have been happy.
Just one thing, like CTR even. We don't even care. Just
excuse me.
Crash needs to have some sort of representation.
No Lara Croft.
No Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yep. That's another thing I want to talk about. All right, so you seen here they have Final Fantasy 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of that game.
Yep.
I would have been happy to get Final Fantasy 8. I don't want 9. 9 we can buy on our PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 8. I don't see 8 anymore.
Mm-hmm.
8 was the fucking underrated motherfucking classic.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Everybody gives emo ass Cloud all this love. Let's talk about the guy who lost his life.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Squall.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about 8. I want to do that, or give me Tactics.
Mhm.
Tactics changed the fucking game.
Or Xenogear, or dang, I'm drawing a blank right now. What was it?
Xenoblade?
No.
No.
Xenogears, I think, is the one that was
Xenogear,
before that, but or the one, the PlayStation.
Oh,
one,
I know what you're talking about.
thinking of,
Fucking Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross.
Yes, that too. That too.
Yeah, we're missing.
That too.
Yeah.
It's just
Yo,
so
give me
many-
Monster Rancher.
Yeah.
Those games change things. How about you, man? What's some games that you were thinking that would have definitely like
So I didn't
Oh,
grow
and
up.
Persona 2. That should have been on here.
over one?
Yeah.
Over one. Because they can just remaster one for real. Because nobody knows the story for real.
So I didn't grow up with the PlayStation when I was a kid. Like, my first console was actually the GameCube, but like from what I know about like, you know, the past of, you know, the PlayStation, I agree with you guys that like Final Fantasy VII, like, it's been ported to so many other damn platforms. Why does it need to be a part of this?
It is the Resident Evil 4 of PlayStation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like, there's some, like, later on, like, Street Fighter games and also, like, Darkstalkers, like, other, like, Capcom games, like, Capcom representation, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Mega Man Legends? Was that
Yep.
part of,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mega
Yep.
Man Legends,
Should've
yo,
been on there.
that should have been on. But that, ooh, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but, like, I'm speaking from, like, as a kid, watching commercials, like, man, I want to play this game, Mega Man fucking Legends. And it's
Kicking
like,
the can
oh,
in the
I
shop was the
can't
most
get
interesting
it
thing.
because it's only for PlayStation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What any more games? You got any more games you want to play?
Not off the top of my head. Again, like, I didn't grow up with PlayStation.
Right.
But, like, I like those are like titles that like speak to me really.
Yo.
Yeah.
I got one. Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness.
Yo, that was underrated like shit.
Yeah, it was. It was a great game.
That was underrated like
It was
shit.
a great game.
They could have done so much more. How about you, Rolento? What's up? What's some games that you was like, my nigga, this is fire, and it should have been there? I know. I think you didn't start with a PlayStation, right?
I didn't have a PS2. I started with PS1.
Nice.
I ran
Okay.
Sega, so I was.
Okay,
I
we
was.
were the same, but okay.
I mean, maybe I didn't have as much games as everybody, but I have some input on this.
Mm.
So I already mentioned that Castlevania Symphony of the Night, arguably the best Castlevania.
Yes.
And yet y'all niggas don't put that on your memorabilia of PlayStation. Like I don't get that. I can understand why you don't want to put Resident Evil 2 on there. I get it because you already have Resident Evil. You want to have Resident Evil 2 as well as you're dropping a
I think it was a good pick.
dropping the the new one in January.
Honestly,
I get it.
Resident Evil 1.
But this is where they start fucking up.
What?
So why isn't Silent Hill on this?
You right.
Why wasn't
right.
Silent Hill on this? That's this shit. One of the best horror games, psychological horror games ever made. Obviously, 2 was better than 1 in my opinion. But that could continue in the third one. But we're not gonna go into that.
I love the third one.
But I see a lot of games on here, and I'm like, some of them are puzzle games, action games, adventure games. It's like one horror game. So I'm gonna focus purely on games. I'm like, horror / survival horrors, whatever they want to go with. Starting off with Silent Hill. Yes, Silent Hill should be on this goddamn list. You could easily take off, I don't know, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six and put on motherfucking Silent Hill.
It didn't need to be here.
Yeah, like
It didn't need to be here. Rainbow Six, a first person. Like, granted, I guess they might have felt like it was a big deal, but I'm gonna be
we can
honest.
show you our GoldenEye.
Yeah, like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, in my opinion, was not a big deal to me. Siphon Filter was a great pick.
Mhm.
Siphon Filter was a great pick because
I'll
it's not a
definitely
game
keep
that you
that
get
one.
to see anymore. Fucking Grand Theft Auto
Grand
1.
Theft Auto 1 is like over fucking like
But
overhead.
we loved
Like
Grand Theft Auto. We loved Grand Theft Auto when it became 3. Like only like there's it was a cult classic for 1 and 2. You get what I'm saying? I don't need to play that. I can go play I can play Hotline Miami if I want to play old school fucking GTA in a sense. You know what I mean? With better graphics. But you come out with that shit. I'm like, yo, like Jumping Flash.
people are running to knock over to get Jumping Flash. I'll tell you that. Everyone's running.
Like,
but
what were some other games?
oh man, I got a couple, bro. Parasite Eve.
Yes. Jade Cocoon.
Just throwing it out
There's
there.
so many things that they could have done. Bloody fucking roar.
Saga Frontier.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yo.
Brave Fencer Musashi. Like, they missed a window.
So hold on. Now that you guys told me all your guys' picks.
Oh, I'm not done yet.
Oh,
I'm not done yet.
There's more.
I said I got two more. I got two more.
Mhm.
These are my last two horror picks. Let's see, make sure I get it right. Okay, you have or you don't have Dino Crisis.
Fucking classic. Oh my god.
And for my last pick, which is something that's not really, this is the one where it's like, if it didn't get spotlight, this one should be the one that should have got spotlight. Nightmare Creatures.
Oh yeah.
I think that should have been
Nightmare
on there.
Creatures.
I think that would have been the underrated version of we want to, because I don't know where you're gonna find that port. I don't know where you're gonna find those games.
So check this out.
Right.
Check this out. Now we've all talked about our different lineup. I believe Armored Core should have been on there too. Fighting Force. Anything. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of games. Now let me tell you Japan's lineup. It's a whole different fucking lineup.
Oh, I didn't know they had a whole separate lineup. Hold on.
Are you ready for it?
Uh-huh.
Now, some of these we're not going to get, but here we go. Arc the Lad 2. All right. Armored Core. That's disrespectful. Armored Core should have been here too. Hold on. Battle Arena Toshiden, Devil Dice, Final Fantasy VII, G Darius, Gradius Gaiden, Intelligent Cube, Jumping Flash, Metal Gear Solid, Mr. Driller, Parasite Eve, Persona, Resident Evil, Ridge Racer Type 4, Saga Frontier, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms. Now, some of these games we don't know anything about, but some major hits, like they're major hits here. Armored Core, Persona, not Persona, Parasite's Eve.
They know.
You hear what I'm saying?
Parasite Eve is the shit.
Parasite Eve is a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Really good fucking game.
You know what was another fucking one? Oh man, what is the name of that game where she has like a blue hair? She has like blue hair and she's in the front screen. You know what I'm talking about? It's an anime game. It's for PlayStation. She has like blue hair and like there's like 2 or 3 of them. It was like Metal Gear Solid but with anime characters. That shit was all that. I can't remember the name right now. I might have to bring it up on like other like on another podcast or whatever, or on another episode of the podcast.
We can give you time over this to find out
let me
this.
see.
But no, like so when it came to that PlayStation, we me and Trey knew, like we knew.
Yep.
Obviously Chavez as a fan of that company.
Blinded.
He put on his motherfucking goggles and said, no, they can do no wrong. I believe in them. And I said that unless they start porting some of them Japanese games that I ain't get to motherfucking play, we got a motherfucking problem. And I mean, like I said, the lineup isn't 100% bad. It's just not $100 worth.
Yeah.
Like that's my argument. Like I'm not paying $100 to play Jumping Flash or Grand Theft Auto 1. Or what's the other list there it is like that? Motherfucking Town Clancy's Rainbow Six. Some of these games, honestly, anything that's first person shooter, niggas ain't gonna play. I'm gonna just throw that out right there. Like, no one's gonna want to say, it'd be kind of good if I play a first person shooter game back with PS1 graphics when I can play Call of Duty right now. No one's gonna sit there and knock down the motherfucking shelves for that game type. Same with Tekken 3. I know why you put Tekken 3 on there. I get it. I understand. But it's one of those things where, why would I play Tekken 3 when I can play Tekken 7? So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I just don't get. I mean, I understand why you would put certain game types on there, but I just don't understand where certain genres, it's like that game won't. No one's gonna go back and play these games. People will go back and play a Parasite Eve game.
I would
People
go back
and play Dino Crisis.
I want to play
a fucking Chrono Trigger. People play Chrono Trigger now.
Yeah, There's no Chrono Trigger. There's none of that. And the crazy part is, what was crazy is there's so much missed potential. Like we were just saying, there's missed potential because think about it.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider's a big deal.
I know they have Tomb Raider now, but that's a reboot.
If you guys did Tomb Raider 3...
I like the polygon titties, nigga.
Polygon.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's I'm looking up original PlayStation games right now,
yeah.
and one of
Ape Escape. You know you want your Ape Escape.
Well, there's a reason why they couldn't do Ape Escape. They couldn't do Ape
that.
Escape for the simple fact of the
I never played Legacy of Kain.
They could have did Tomba. They could have did
I heard Legacy of Kain is the shit too. I never played that one. You play that one?
Legacy of Kain.
Yeah.
Yes. Legacy of Kain's a big deal. The Legend of Dragoon. The fucking Breath of Fire. There's so many games that definitely like made the life of the Sony PlayStation, and I think that's what kills me. I think that's what kills me the most, the fact that like Soul Reaver, you know what I mean? Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. There's just so many. I'm looking through it now.
What about Tenchu 2?
That too, Tomba, all that shit. There's so many games. I cannot find that game I'm talking about. It's I can't remember the name.
How about
of it.
Driver?
Driver would have been good.
Like we got a couple games. The original was the Spider-Man game.
Yeah, the
Like,
original Spider-Man game.
The original Spider-Man.
Yo.
Well, I mean, like I said, there was licensing issues, and I can honestly. That's the only thing I'm gonna
You
defend.
keep saying licensing issues. So what was going on with that? Do you
Well,
know?
all right. So think of it like this: the reason why classics for like Nintendo and Sony are like the reason why Nintendo's gonna win like the whole like let's say they have the N64 classic, right? The reason it's gonna win, the reason it's gonna be superior is because Nintendo, owns a lot of their shit. Like a lot of their stuff is first party. A lot of the stuff that was on PlayStation was all third party stuff. So it's hard to get your hands on a lot of things. And I have to respect that. But this also leads into my next thing. This is why I think we're going to get a volume 2. If this does well, which I have this odd feeling, even though people hate the games, they're going to buy it as collectors.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
Damn.
God damn, it's the truth. He said he's gonna buy it regardless.
Damn.
And
that's why they're gonna have it too.
I'm getting the N64 Classic.
Because
that is a day one.
But it's definitely a day one. The reason it's gonna be a day one is because they actually
Remember
own.
they give you all the trash N64 is like you get your Castlevania game that's trash.
No, you don't get Castlevania. You get Superman 64.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be on the list. That's gonna be on the list.
Truly
That'd be
history-defining games. Superman 64.
But yeah,
I played just so I could laugh at it.
nah, nigga, you be
You
mad.
don't even play these games now, and they're good.
I would cry.
But yeah, like I said, I feel like that right there, like, that's the reason why they have a license issue, because all of their people who made stuff for the PlayStation, things that we found memorable, they were all third party, and that was the place where third parties went, because back in the day, it was like, oh, if you're not Sega, or you're not Nintendo, you're not getting in anywhere. And these third parties was like, I want to get into the thing, and PlayStation was like, well, everybody come along. We were rejected, so you guys can come too. And they brought all the rejects together, and all those rejects became big fucking names. You get what I'm saying? That's basically all the PlayStation was. Oh, were you rejected from Nintendo?
You're welcome.
Were you pushed away by Nintendorks and Saga?
Careful, man.
Are you making fun of blast processing?
You know what I'm
my
saying?
fucking
Like,
God.
and basically they brought them all here. So, like I said, man, Breath of Fire 3 would have been lit. It's so many games that was straight missed opportunity. Shoot, I would have been happy with the bowling games. The Brunswick Circuit Pro Bowlings was the shit. I don't care what nobody say. But yeah, I cannot find the game I wanted to tell you guys about. There is one game that is like, it's a big fucking deal. I used to see that game a lot, and I can't remember it now. But anyway, Clock Tower would have been cool too.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty good one. Whatever it is. I mean, it's always weird to see clicking games on consoles or using console controllers. It always throws me off a bit. But yeah, I mean, they have a lot of other opportunities to put different titles that, again, they were popular. They're obviously popular for a reason, but they could have really knocked this out the park. Like, I'm pretty sure if they would have put every big game that they ever fucking made on there, and
They
I
should have made it
guarantee they would have
25.
been selling that shit for at least $200.
They should have made it $25. Honestly, I mean, after 25 games.
$25.
Like,
it's
right.
like, now we're talking.
Take all the good games and
But
go
no,
on
I'm
the
saying, like,
classic thing.
but if they would have just put if they would have did a top 25 list and got unanimous survey and put all those games, somehow manage that shit, I guarantee they could have sold that shit for $200.
Yeah,
I
probably.
guarantee you, someone would been like, yo, they got all my fucking bangers on there, all the top list shit. Like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and motherfucking Tenchu's there and Silent Hill's there, Resident Evil's there, and I guarantee somebody be like, yo, I gotta cop that. Hell, I might even have caved in if they would have had. Like,
Not 200, not for me.
no, I'm saying it would have dropped like every PS1 game.
Oh,
Obviously, in your
That's what it's
situation,
called.
in your situation, my bad. In your situation, if you get a top 20 Nintendo 64 list and it's every goddamn banger that's on there, but it's $200, would you buy it? But it's every one of those games you fucking loved when you were a kid. Every single one. Not one fucking hand
Not
off.
for 200.
I disagree. I think you'll cave.
I wouldn't.
You will cave.
Mm-mm.
You will save up money months in advance waiting for the buy
No,
shit.
because I'm gonna tell you why not.
Why not?
Because Nintendo. I mean, I buy all the popular. If they release their popular stuff on all their consoles, just about.
I think that's the end. I think because fucking classic systems are killing the game, I feel like they're not going to do it anymore. You know if.
But that's why I still got my Wii and my
Yeah.
like. I have Star Fox 64. I have Majora's Mask. I have Ocarina of Time. I have Super
Majora's
Mario 64.
Mask is the best Zelda game ever.
I
Yeah,
have all- listen.
yeah. I'm starting that debate. The best Zelda game is Majora's Mask, not Ocarina of Time.
I
It's like,
love
no, it's-
Ocarina of Time. Listen. Anyway, I have all the different ones that I want, and the ones that I don't have, like Diddy Kong Racing and Banjo and things like that. Those would be the ones that I want to pay money for, but I'm not. It's not 200 worth. Like the things
If
that I
you
don't
got-
have isn't worth 200.
I wouldn't say
for
it's
me to
200.
go
I would
crazy.
say like if they put all of their hits, it'd be worth 150.
Yeah, and I would pay that.
But I'm gonna say this much.
okay, so ship is 50.
Hold up. So hold up. You ready? You guys ready for this? Now, this is the game I feel would have been a fucking hit on here. I feel like it had a cult
I know what it
following.
is.
Fucking Fear Effect.
No, it was Resident Evil Survivor.
Oh yes, I love that game. It was bad, but I loved that game. But no, Fear Effect, was like, nigga, just take a look. You've seen it before. I didn't get to play this game that much, but I did get to play like a few times. I didn't own it. This was like, if you had a PlayStation, this was like the bees the knees. Like you needed to have this game.
The knees.
Like you needed this game
Those
because
bees on
like
the
basically
knees.
it pushed the PlayStation to its furthest capability. It was like that action game that everybody waiting for. The way that fucking The Last of Us, the way everybody felt with having a PS3 and getting The Last of Us, that's how everybody was feeling about Fear Effect. It was like one of those like yo, you got to play this game. I
Never
remember that.
heard of it. That's crazy.
Yo.
I know I heard of it, but I never really had.
Well, we were
anybody to play
kids, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like it wasn't
really
like
targeted towards us.
targeted towards us. But like all the adults I knew that played PlayStation, which was a lot of my family did. That this was the game to have, and if that was on there. But like I said, this also brings me to a point. I feel like we're gonna have a volume 2. I feel like there's gonna be a volume 2 because people are still gonna buy this piece of shit, like me. And
Well, I mean, but like if they don't
You vote with your wallet.
exactly. You
Yeah.
cast your vote by paying
If
that
they're gonna-
$100 plus tax.
and they're gonna be like, we're gonna come out with volume 2, and I feel like it's gonna have better games for cheaper. I hope Sony's not gonna do that. And yeah, so that freaking sucks. Anybody got any last words on that shit?
Let's see, Sony. Stop fucking up. It's like,
Yeah, Sony, can you guys please like not fuck up? Like you guys have been doing so good this generation. Like just no problems, please.
Yeah, don't follow Nintendo's wave just to like.
Just
fall
to
and
give me a
crash.
mediocre, just to give me a mediocre version of it. Like, granted,
you
they
can't do
own
that.
all their fucking properties, so you can't like you can't stomp with the big dogs like that. But don't tell me you releasing a classic until you get all your licensing done. When
Yeah,
after-
like, you just throwing your hat into the mix on something that you're trying to capitalize on nostalgia again. Again, we're going back on you motherfuckers keep dropping these Jones thinking I'm like, oh well, I played it when I was a kid. No, I'm not gonna waste.
they're
my
gonna
money
come
on
out with
this.
a DualShock version. I guarantee they're gonna come
They're
out with a
gonna-
DualShock
Here's your
version.
PS2 classic.
Or no, they're gonna come out. They're gonna next
That's
year.
gonna sell crazy.
No, what they're gonna do. is
That
they're
one I might actually cop because I never played it all those.
Well, the
PS2
thing is, they
games. That'd be
own
the only
a
one
lot
I
of their
would cop and
IPs
pay
from
price
PS2. I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do. I
Oh,
have this
so you
good
gonna tell me
fucking
what
feeling.
you gonna do?
I have this good feeling. I have this
He
good
works
feeling.
at
Alright, he
Sony.
works at Sony. Yeah,
I-
this is college shirt right there.
I'm gonna tell you. I have this feeling they're gonna do. They're gonna do another PS1 classic, but it's gonna be volume 2, but it's gonna be the DualShock version because that's what they did with their actual PlayStations. And then they're gonna milk this. By the time PS5 comes out, that's when you're gonna get your PS2 classic.
Yeah, please stop milking the motherfucking shit, man.
But you know what? The DualShock version is gonna be the one that's gonna be the shit because you're gonna have your Ape Escape. You're gonna get your Fear Effect. You're gonna get your Parasite Eve. You're gonna get your Dino Crisis because they're hearing the backlash from this shit. Wait on it.
He said, "Wait on it." All right. Well, you heard it here. He made another thing. So we got to revisit this again.
do.
All right.
If he fucks up again.
1 year later, so Sony disappointed me again, man.
Sony let us down one last time. Like, oh my god.
So, speaking of announcements, slight disappointment, slight happiness, a lot of mixed feelings. Let's talk about
Sex, baby.
let's talk about
All the good
the
things.
very,
Like, no,
the very last.
Let's talk about the bare necessities.
Bare
Simple
necessities.
Simple bare necessities.
Man, fuck Disney. I ain't singing this shit. It's like, no, no,
Mings is like, you fucking black.
you fucking niggas. So we have this past week we got blessed to have Smash Brothers Ultimate have a Nintendo Direct, and there was a bunch of announcements in there, and I'm gonna be honest with you, some were shocking, others were I've seen it coming. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about the Direct.
Jump right into it. Smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
Join the notification gang. Ding, ding, done.
So we're talking about Smash Brothers Ultimate, and the person I want to talk the most with here is because me and him both watched it like giddy fucking schoolgirls, and my main man Trey here, we watched it, and they made some announcements. One of my favorite announcements being an Echo Fighter, Ken. Ken is in the game. I get to kick Trey in the mouth again. I am so happy. Thank you.
I did hear about that. I was like, now this might be something I might invest in. Because I like Ken as well.
We're gonna do a quick summary. We're gonna talk about what happened. So things that were announced. A new story was announced. A really cool looking story. Something where it basically, it looks like you're actually going to enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's not just plain old like, oh, this is adventure mode and you're just running through a random stage. It actually has a story. Kirby is notified as the all-time major mascot of Smash Brothers.
As it should be.
Ken was announced.
You just gonna keep going back to Ken.
Ken,
Just in case you didn't
Fire
know.
feet. Fire feet.
Nigga got athlete's foot.
Athlete's foot was announced. Piranha plant was announced. A piranha pot plant was announced.
Wait, hold on. Don't they, wait, is that, I mean, alright, so speaking from somebody who don't really pay attention to Smash Brothers, so I do want to apologize ahead of time if I fuck up names or people in different areas. Is Richter the nigga from Castlevania?
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yep.
I might get a Wii U.
Yep.
A Wii U.
Yeah,
You mean
Wii
the
U.
Switch?
No, Wii U.
Wii U.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I
want a Wii U.
You've accomplished absolutely
I
nothing.
definitely want a Wii U now because now I'm not going back. Fuck you niggas. Like, no. But yeah, I guess it's the Switch. My bad. I didn't know. I don't follow Nintendo. Nintendo never really appealed to me. I'm sorry. My bad if I fuck with this stuff. When I sit there and I tell you that I don't watch Nintendo, I legit don't. Like, y'all niggas be like, oh my god, when E3 happens, we got Sony, we got Xbox, and as soon as whoever the second person's done, I just stop watching. And then you niggas continue and be like, hey, Nintendo's got something going on. I'm like, I don't care. It don't affect me. I just don't care. It's not my game, not my type, not my system. However, I like Richter. So I'll get my Wii U. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying Wii U. I'm just gonna live with
Everyone,
it.
donate
your money to me so I can get a Wii U, please.
No, don't donate your money. Donate your unused collecting dust Wii U's.
Yes,
to
yes.
Roland.
Give it to me. So give it to me, baby. Give it to me.
They brought up Spirit Fighters. Oh, actually, hold up. I missed it. I missed it. Incineroar. Yes, I can't.
Another fucking Pokemon.
Damn, why are you so angry?
Because fuck Pokemon. I love Pokemon,
wait,
we have a lot of Pokemon representation in the game already.
Before we get too
you even
far
got a
into
Pokemon trainer.
Let's just talk about all the announcements because I know we're gonna pick this thing apart. We got the new the Spirit mode. All right, for those we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about Spirit mode. We have those announcements for those characters. All right, and they got rid of trophies. Or not?
Yes,
they got rid of trophies.
Yeah, no, I actually like trophies. Why are we taking it out?
They got rid of trophies.
Why?
Because it takes them a long time.
Takes them a long time to make. So
we
came up
just
with.
gonna start skipping.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Spirit thing is a lot better than
I wish
trophies.
I could just tell my people at my job, listen, we just not gonna do that because it takes so much time.
On other news, we have we also learned that we're gonna have a fighter pass. like how in other fighting games you have.
A fighter pass.
They've already picked out the 5 characters that's going to be that fighter.
Mhm.
That's going to be a part of the DLC.
You get a stage, a fighter, and a soundtrack.
And we're also going to talk about the slap in the face that everybody got as the first DLC character, which is the Piranha Plant. And I think I know why.
The best fucking character in the game.
That is not a slap in the face.
I think it's a good character, but I'm gonna tell you why I think it's a slap in the face later, because it's pretty funny, and I think it's the fans' fault who keep looking into shit is the reason why you got Piranha Plant first. So we're gonna get into that shit. So let's start with Trey, the man who loves this shit, the man who's took off from work so that he can play this game. I hope your boss listens.
Oh shit! It's a PTO day. Don't matter.
It's already PTO. It's already set in stone. So it doesn't matter if they listen to me or not. I'm playing this fucking game.
Yeah.
Trey, can you come in?
No.
Why I gotta sound like that?
Spirit world.
I'm new skating.
Yeah. Spirit mode is also going to start. The DLC's characters will be you. It's gonna be you skating.
It's gonna be you. It's gonna be a whole series. Okay. Well, first I'm going to start off is Piranha Plant was, in my opinion, a big ass troll. To people were looking into things. They were leaking information.
No.
Like Ken and Incineroar they were leaked, but then there was also a fake banner leak that came out, and people were trying to find out what characters were going to be in. And you know what? I think Sakurai just said, you know what? They're expecting a certain thing. They want Geno. They want Banjo-Kazooie. They want
Waluigi.
They want Waluigi. Like he's pissed. They want Skull Kid. They want all this. But you know what you're gonna get? A fucking plant from Mario. And everyone went wild. Like no one knew what was going on. Like I was at work and I was looking at Ming and I just said, what the fuck is this? And then while I was looking at Ming, I was texting Chavez like, oh my god. He trolled everybody.
I called that shit. I said to him, it's you guys' fault for wanting to see leaks. I said, and because you guys because you and your squad wanted to look at leaks.
They're
Trey,
not my squad.
They're your squad because you keep watching the videos.
Gang.
You smash that like button and you get all the notifications. That's what happened. And because you smashed that like button, Sakurai said, the original. I had a dream about this. I can vividly tell you, it went just like this, but at the very end. Skull Kid was the DLC character that you saw. But because everybody decided to drop fake banners and they wanted to go too far into it and found out that characters that they thought was actually in the game were actually assist fucking people. Assist spirits. They ain't even assist trophies, assist spirits. Because of that, Sakurai took out Shadow. Sakurai took out Shadow.
He made sure to show him as fucking assist trophies.
He made sure all the characters that you thought were in the game were assist trophies, or I'm sorry, assist spirits.
Yep.
And then a nigga said, you know what? Y'all want Skull Kid? It's Piranha Plant. Skull Kid's gonna be the last one. Fuck you guys. And you know, another thing to push this theory is that Sakurai blatantly said on Twitter, don't ask me for no more shit.
Oh, no. What he basically said was in the lines of the DLC characters are already picked. So no matter what people say, it's not going to change or sway anything.
It's not changing anything.
Damn. So if say
Sakurai said I'm done
Activision and Blizzard said that, would that be different? Like would they react differently? Because I mean, if somebody tells me we already have a set thing, don't hit me up about shit, and I'm like, I'm a big fan of you. What do you mean? So why is it that Nintendo gets a pass?
This wasn't. You know why Nintendo gets a pass?
Why Nintendo gets a pass? Because Nintendo always get passes.
What?
Always. I will fucking. And this. Oh, we'll tell you why.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you why they get a pass on this.
Why do you get a pass?
They get a pass because they have like with this particular game, not everything else.
Okay.
But with this particular game, they have constantly been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. After a while, I'm gonna beat the spoiled ass, and that's what they did. All the leakers, the leakers are spoiled asses. That's what they are. They get what they want all the fucking time, and then they bitch as soon as they don't get one thing. No, goddammit. They have to work to get this shit in here. Sit your ass down, accept the fact that I just gave you every character from all of them, even the Echo Fighters. And then I told you there were going to be no more new characters, and I released new characters. Sit down, buy the game, play it now, leave me alone. That's what they basically said, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
You okay with that?
I'm okay with that. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I don't get Skull Kid, it's cool. It might suck or whatever, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, y'all niggas gave me Young Link.
Yeah, I love Young Link.
You gave me Young Link, yo. Like, I can't even be
Well, no,
sitting
you're a
here.
Toon Link player. Get out of here.
I was Young Link
I was
first.
a Young Link player.
Nigga, Melee, nigga.
Melee, that's what I'm saying.
I
was
didn't
a
know
Young
you
Link
back
player.
then, so shut up.
You both playing Young Link. You better stick to your Toon Link.
No, nigga.
I just said you could have it.
No, nigga.
He said, I'm playing Young Link. I'm playing Young Link. Rabbit season, duck season.
But yeah, so on other notes, let's talk about Yu Yu Hakusho mode. Let's talk about how you get to become a spirit detective and collect other spirits and raise them to fight in the dark tournament.
Let's talk about Thanos.
What?
No, the cinematic where like everyone gets
Everybody dies.
Oh
and
yes, you're right.
thus they got Thanos.
They definitely did. They
Spoilers.
no, that was all part. So the plot. Let's talk about the story. So the story, basically the plot is you watch all the favorite Nintendo characters get. You watch a huge genocide. Like that's like it's just everybody's like, all right, guys. And what sucks is the conversation that happened before this happens. They're like, look, I know this is about to be a serious fight, and everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna whoop. Mario's disintegrated. And then you see Samus do all these cool ass flips until she's blown into pieces. And then Fox is trying to have a conversation with Falco, and then with that side meter thing where they talk like, blah, 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 he vanishes. And then Kirby's the only real nigga who hopped in his lowrider or his
You
low
forgot
star.
about some of the most iconic parts.
Everybody died.
No, Sonic, who is outrunning this thing, reaches his hand out to try to save a struggling Pikachu and gets vaporized.
That yeah.
They stole that from Flash. I'm done.
Pikachu.
Look at that. Why did he get a
Pikachu's the
pass for
Spider-Man.
boycott? I mean, for for copyrights.
I think it's the only way that you could write off like a fast.
He runs
person.
fast. He ran so fast. No.
No.
What's crazy is that what's killing all of them.
I just want to back
The story does look
That's
dark.
a lot.
Like on some
I'm just
real
answering
shit, they could have
Nintendo,
turned this into
man.
an anime. But what killed them is a hand with some wings. They looked in the sky and it was a bunch of hands. My theory is it's a bunch of greedy players who are trying to.
That's everybody's theory.
He went on Reddit. He went on Reddit. Look at somebody's theory. Was like, I'm gonna take that.
Here's my favorite theory.
Sakura.
Kirby jumped on the Warp Star and was able to outrun the thing that Sonic could not. Therefore, Kirby
is the fastest
is faster than Sonic.
on his
Get
Nimbus.
blown the fuck out, Sonic nerd.
Sonic can't. Yo, if Sonic says in the game you're too slow, no nigga, you're too slow.
Exactly.
I think the
You're not as fast as me, but I'm also not as fast. That should be the motto.
I think the funniest theory is that Sakurai hates every fucking body. He's just like, you know what? You want characters? I hate all these motherfuckers. And he just kills everybody.
Goku.
But his baby Kirby, because he created Kirby, so he's gonna let Kirby live and save everybody
What's
else.
crazy is that I could picture it. Like we should if you look at a picture of a still picture of Sakurai, it's the same smirk.
In that direct,
That nigga's been plotting for years to do this to you guys.
in that direct, he had an awkward moment where he blinked twice, like he needed
Yes,
help.
did you see? Yo, he blinked. He said,
Wait, hold up. How do you say?
"No,
No, I gotta check
he
that.
said it. No, look
that
at it.
nigga said.
Watch the video. He said it. Like you can see it with his eyes.
You went like this.
Man, it was loud.
Listen, look. Your mom ever look at you and she about to beat your ass and she said an entire sentence to you and you knew what it was and she had to say shit? That's what Sakurai did.
I'm just loving the part you said. He said. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He said, oh my gosh. Oh man.
That's a real thing.
That nigga is upset.
He is upset.
Yo,
mad.
this is the first time Sakurai has Nintendo by the fucking balls. And he's like, I could throw this whole thing away and I'm going to do it.
He's like, I didn't want
He
to
killed
really do this
everybody. Like you already know that Miyamoto doesn't want Mario to get harmed like that. He said, "You know what? Fuck Mario."
No. Not only did he say fuck Mario,
He killed Luigi
said,
too.
He killed Luigi. He killed Donkey Kong. He killed Link. Everybody that Miyamoto created, he killed them. And you know why? Because Sakurai's about to take over Nintendo. That's what I got to say.
Sakurai is I just feel
Petty.
bad for him.
You petty for that one. Look like you petty for that one.
That's why I said you guys are getting Piranha Plant. Like, Piranha Plant is the lowest on the totem pole. And he was like, you know what? You know how he got away with it? He said, this character is free.
Yo, he definitely did. He definitely did. And then he said...
People can't say shit about it. It's free. Like, you don't have to have them. You just have to register your game with Nintendo.
Damn.
Yo.
You got y'all by the balls, too.
And I'm going to get that character, too.
I'm just saying.
Sure you gonna get that character? Yeah,
Sakurai's done. Sakurai's done. Oh, let's also talk about some of the controversy behind that shit. So, Game & Watch had a hairdress move that everybody's been like, you know,
headdress.
Hairdress. That's a headdress. Hairdress move.
No,
where
headdress.
Oh, headdress. I said hairdress. Oh my god.
It's hairdress, you know. Hairdress.
So he had a hairdresser. It's like no.
And then I was like,
he had a headdress. He had a headdress that basically it was a move of his, and everybody felt like it was too racist because of whatever reason. Indian people did not feel a certain type of way about this. Who felt a certain type of way about this trick?
Native Americans. It's Native Americans.
Native Americans. I was saying Indians are different.
Headdress are Native American. That's Native American.
Oh, Native American.
Not
I'm sorry.
Indian. See, look, you're being racist.
See, I'm racist. God damn it. I guess they should have took it out the game.
It's more so
Well,
the
they
fact
did.
that they did.
Take it out
Game
the
and
game.
Watch,
Wait.
he had a headdress as he appears in some of his old classic games like that, where it's like cowboys versus Indians and stuff. And I understand that like that could be touchy, but because of public outcry, Nintendo removed that, and it was a bunch of people were like, oh, that's offensive, or oh, I think that's offensive, or oh, but there was a lot of mixed reviews online of some people saying, I don't really care about this, I'm Native American. Then there were people who were like, hey, I find this offensive, so they took it out.
Man, sucks. That would have been a good new move.
Yeah.
Game & Watch has been killing people with bacon for years. I would rather see the headdress instead of the bacon.
You know what? He was killing people with credit cards, and I'm like, what about the people with bad credit? I find that not offensive.
And he's been swinging frying pans. We got to say about black people. But yeah. So the announcements was pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the coolest thing out of the announcements from Smash Brothers Ultimate was fucking
Piranha.
Yeah, well, I thought that was great, but Ken's feet.
Oh my god! Chavez's foot fetish.
No, I just want Ken to kick you in the mouth. Like that's all I care about.
You know what I thought was a highlight? The Guile assist trophy.
Oh,
so
that was amazing.
Guile
yeah.
sits there, right?
And he
doesn't move, just like someone who's trying to zone somebody or play keep away. He stays there, and he'll sonic boom you if you're across from him. If you walk up on him, he's gonna hit you with a flash kick. He just sits there the whole time, like crouching.
I like that.
Yeah.
One of my other favorite things is I like the Spirit Fighters thing. Spirit Fighters is dope, and I feel like it's gonna be really cool because it gives you incentive to like go online and try to get like new powers for your character and shit like that. It puts a whole new spin on multiplayer. I don't have to go online and like deal with that one kid who like doesn't go to school and sits at home and plays all day. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do that, or I mean, I can whoop ass. You know what I'm saying, and make myself to the top tier. You know what I mean? Like I'm really excited. The game looks like it's well put together. Thank you, Sakurai, for like dealing with Nintendo shit and dealing with all the fucking people shit and having to make another game after you said the last one was your last one. I really do like hope this is over. After this, I'm satisfied as a consumer. Like this brought everything back. This is cool with me. I don't need another one. Mm-hmm. And if you guys like the way that people make ports for Resident Evil 4, you guys keep making ports for this.
Yeah, just keep porting it.
Just keep porting it.
Yeah, if people want to buy you two niggas.
Yeah, because you guys are still going to come over and play that shit.
Oh, Ming said he buy it.
Yeah, I already
You three
pre-ordered it.
niggas.
All issues.
All three you niggas.
All issues.
One funny thing I did want to comment on is that as a fan of fighting games, Ken in Smash Bros looks way better than he does in Street Fighter 4 and 5. Like in terms of a character model, like
he reminds me. He reminds me of Street Fighter 3, Ken.
Yeah,
and I love that.
I know, right?
That's a needed a face.
Freaking like Street Fighter 5 Ken and his weird banana hair. Like what the hell?
Yo,
that's true. Yeah, that outfit looks so weird too.
Yep.
It's like you don't know what you want to do. Do you want to wear a gi or do you want to wear like a tracksuit? It's weird.
Yep.
So I'm just waiting to kick Trey in the face. So, I'm excited about this game. But I mean, honestly, I don't think there's anything else that we can really talk about. I mean, there's just that little bit of backlash. Everybody was excited. I'm not happy about Incineroar, but he does. He does have a move that I do like. That drop kick.
Yeah,
that drop kick is the shit. And that little spin move. That spin move's lit. That spin move's lit. Where he basically if somebody gets too close, he can spin or whatever.
You mean the move that Zangief has?
Yes.
The red cyclone.
He does have the red cyclone.
They even said in his preview trailer it's like a red cyclone. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can see Roland playing with him. He's dope. Exactly.
He was about to say meep.
It's true that he know he want to play with it. He like wrestlers.
I do like wrestling characters.
He is a
fun.
wrestler.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah,
With some punching ability.
Wrestling or wrestling?
I love both of those.
Because we've been boys for a long time now. But yeah, that's it for me, man. I think we're good on this, right?
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
All right, man. To sum it up, man, PlayStation, stop fucking up, yo. Sakurai, take a chill pill after the game releases, and
see your family once in a while.
Yeah, definitely, man. Beat your dick, relax.
Whoa.
Blow some steam off, man. That's why I'm able to tap the A button so fast. No. All right, guys. Rough Riders is out, nigga.